For decades, one country dominated global manufacturing. If you bought a smartphone, a television, a laptop, a pair of shoes, or even a simple kitchen appliance, there was a good chance it was made in China. The phrase made in China became so common that most consumers stopped noticing it altogether. China wasn't just participating in global manufacturing, it was dominating it. At its peak, China became known as the world's factory, producing everything from low-cost consumer goods to advanced electronics for some of the largest companies on Earth. But something remarkable has been happening over the last decade. More and more global manufacturers are looking beyond China, and one country has emerged as the biggest winner of this shift: Vietnam. Today, Vietnam is attracting billions of dollars in foreign investment, building new industrial zones at a breathtaking pace, and becoming a critical link in global supply chains. Major corporations like Samsung, Apple suppliers, Nike, Adidas, Intel, and countless others are expanding their presence in the country. But why is this happening? Why are companies moving production away from China? And can Vietnam really become the next manufacturing superpower? The answer involves geopolitics, economics, demographics, and one of the most significant shifts in global trade in modern history. Let's find out. Chapter 1: China's Manufacturing Miracle. To understand Vietnam's rise, we first need to understand China's success. Beginning in the late 1970s, China embarked on a series of economic reforms that transformed the country. The government opened parts of the economy to foreign investment, created special economic zones, and encouraged export-oriented manufacturing. The timing couldn't have been better. Global companies were searching for lower production costs, and China offered exactly what they needed: a massive workforce, low wages, improving infrastructure, and government support. Over the next 4 decades, China experienced one of the greatest economic transformations in human history. Hundreds of millions of people moved from rural areas into cities. Factories appeared seemingly overnight. Ports, highways, airports, and rail networks expanded rapidly. The result was extraordinary. China became the manufacturing center of the world. Entire industrial ecosystems formed around major cities. Suppliers, logistics providers, component manufacturers, and assembly plants all operated within close proximity. This created efficiencies that were difficult for any other country to match. For years, China seemed unbeatable. But eventually, success created new challenges. Chapter 2: The Problem of Rising Costs. As China's economy grew wealthier, wages naturally increased. This was good news for Chinese workers, but it created new concerns for manufacturers. Companies that originally came to China because of low labor costs suddenly faced higher expenses. Factory wages rose significantly compared to previous decades. At the same time, land costs increased. Environmental regulations became stricter. Operating expenses climbed across the board. For businesses producing low-margin products, even small increases in costs could dramatically impact profits. As a result, executives began searching for alternatives, not necessarily to replace China entirely, but to diversify production and reduce costs. This search led many companies to Southeast Asia. And among all potential destinations, one country stood out: Vietnam. Chapter 3: Why Vietnam became the perfect alternative. Vietnam offered a combination of advantages that few countries could match. First, labor costs were significantly lower than in China. For labor-intensive industries, such as textiles, footwear, furniture, and electronics assembly, this created substantial savings. Second, Vietnam had a young and growing workforce. The country benefits from favorable demographics, with millions of working-age citizens entering the labor market. Third, the Vietnamese government actively encouraged foreign investment. Special economic zones, tax incentives, and business-friendly policies attracted manufacturers from around the world. But perhaps most importantly, Vietnam sits in a strategic geographic location. The country shares a border with China. This means companies can maintain access to Chinese suppliers while relocating final assembly operations into Vietnam. Instead of completely rebuilding supply chains, businesses can simply shift parts of the production process. This makes the transition faster, cheaper, and less risky. For many corporations, Vietnam became the obvious choice. Chapter 4: The U.S.-China trade war changed everything. Then came a major turning point: the trade war between the United States and China. Beginning in 2018, tariffs were imposed on hundreds of billions of dollars worth of goods. Suddenly, products manufactured in China became more expensive when entering the American market. For companies selling products in the United States, this created an urgent problem. They needed a way to avoid tariffs while maintaining competitive prices. Vietnam provided a solution. Manufacturers accelerated investment plans. Factories expanded. Industrial parks filled up. Exports surged. The shift was dramatic. Many companies adopted what became known as the China Plus One strategy. Instead of relying entirely on China, businesses would maintain operations there while expanding into another country. And more often than not, that country was Vietnam. The trade war didn't create Vietnam's manufacturing boom, but it dramatically accelerated it. Chapter 5: The Tech Giant Arrive. One of the clearest signs of Vietnam's rise is the arrival of major technology companies. Samsung has become one of Vietnam's largest foreign investors. Today, a substantial portion of Samsung smartphones are manufactured in Vietnam. In fact, some estimates suggest that more than half of Samsung's global smartphone production comes from the country. But Samsung isn't alone. Apple suppliers have steadily increased their presence. Companies involved in producing AirPods, iPads, MacBooks, and other Apple products have expanded manufacturing facilities across Vietnam. Intel has invested heavily in semiconductor-related operations. Other technology giants continue to explore opportunities in the country. This matters because technology manufacturing is generally more sophisticated and profitable than basic assembly work. It signals growing confidence in Vietnam's capabilities. The country is no longer seen solely as a source of cheap labor. It is increasingly viewed as a reliable manufacturing partner for advanced industries. Chapter 6: The Infrastructure Race. Of course, attracting factories requires more than low wages. Manufacturers need infrastructure, and Vietnam has been investing heavily to keep pace. The government has expanded highways, ports, industrial zones, and transportation networks. Major ports now handle growing volumes of international trade. New industrial parks continue to appear throughout the country. Foreign investors are pouring billions into logistics and warehousing facilities. The goal is clear. Vietnam wants to become a world-class manufacturing destination. And while significant progress has been made, challenges remain. Compared to China, Vietnam's infrastructure is still developing. China spent decades building one of the most advanced logistics networks in the world. Matching that scale won't happen overnight, but the direction is unmistakable. Vietnam is rapidly closing the gap. Conclusion: the rise of Vietnam represents one of the most important economic stories of the 21st century. A country once known primarily for war and poverty has transformed into a manufacturing powerhouse, attracting investment from some of the world's largest corporations. Rising costs in China, the U.S.-China trade war, supply chain diversification, foreign investment, and favorable demographics. All of these forces have combined to create a historic opportunity. Yet despite Vietnam's remarkable progress, this is not the end of China's manufacturing dominance. Instead, we are witnessing the emergence of a new global manufacturing landscape, one where production is spread across multiple countries rather than concentrated in a single location. Vietnam is at the center of that transformation, and if current trends continue, its role in the global economy will only become more important in the years ahead. The question is no longer whether Vietnam will become a major manufacturing hub. It already has. The real question is just how far this rise can go, and the answer may reshape global trade for decades to come. Before you go, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure to leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think about today's topic and what country or story you want us to cover next. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Atlas Aura and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. We post new videos every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m., covering the world's most fascinating economies, countries, and geopolitical stories. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.